So here we have our brief overview of really essential tool for me as a web developer called Beyond Compare. It's by a company called Scooter. The link will be in the blog post that accompanies this video. Um, Beyond Compare is basically for comparing things. If we look here, we're comparing two folders. We've got a folder here and a folder over here. Now this is just a test thing I set up. Each folder could either be a local drive or it could also be an FTP site. So one of the things I use it for a lot is comparing my local copy of something to the copy that's live and seeing what changes have been made. So if I have a look here, this is say my base copy and this is another copy, and we can see the files that are black, there's no difference between them. And we can see there's some issues from the coloring here. So we can see that this file here, we can see straight away, doesn't exist over here. Now, if we wanted to make it available over there, then we could click on this little thing here and it would copy it to the left. We can see here the file does exist, but there are some issues with the files. It's not the same. So if we double click on that file, then we then go into kind of side by side, and this is all configurable. You can have it top and bottom, but I tend to have it side to side, and obviously when I'm not recording video the screen's a bit bigger to be able to see it a bit better. You can see immediately here on this little preview here of where the issues are on the file, which in a big file can be a real thing, lifesaver. And then when we're looking down, we can see the colored bits. If we click on this line here, we can then see here what the difference is between those lines. We can see this red bit is the difference here, and this section here has been removed from this side. There's an issue with this bit here. This just seems to be a white space. You can configure it to ignore white space differences, which would be a sensible thing to do. Other great features with the product are you can mark one of these sites like this one here as being read-only. So if you have a web environment, if you've got a live site and you know that this live site is right, you mustn't touch it, you can set that to be read-only, and then you know that the side over here that you're supposed to be making changes to, you're not going to accidentally make them to the wrong side. That's a really vital thing that it does. It's just great. You can have both sides of the thing here can be FTP folders. So if you want to compare the difference between two sites that you set up, say against two WordPress installs or something, and you want to see what's the difference between them, very good for doing that. It's fantastically customizable. There's also lots of other different compare types that you can do. I tend to only use the folder compare and the text compare, but you can also compare data, MP3s, pictures, registries. I mean, the ability to do registry compares, I guess if you did a dump out of your registry before and after some changes, or just when you know your machine's healthy, to be able to do that and to compare back to, seems like a really good feature. I'll check out myself actually. There's lots of different, everything's configurable pretty much in there. It's a great, good, professional tool. I use it to make a local copy on a site for backups, and also just when I'm working on a site, and on desktop stuff as well for that matter. Pricing wise, it's not a free product. It costs $30 for the standard edition, and the Pro edition is $50. We have the Pro edition, and the main reason we have the Pro edition is that when doing a folder compare, you have the option of, on FTP, you have the option of SFTP. So for secure FTP, which we need to do for some of the stuff that we do. So that's the only reason we've gone for the more expensive one there. You can also do three-way compare and stuff like that, but it's not something I tend to use that much. So that's pretty much an overview of Beyond Compare. Not a day goes by that I don't use it as a product. It's a real fantastic product. So I'd be interested to hear your feedback, and if there's a product that you use that does a similar job, or just other tools that you find really help. So thank you very much.